Port Perry Lumberjacks facing elimination after 3 straight losses. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. The Port Perry Lumberjacks are 1 loss away from being eliminated by the Uxbridge Bruins in their first-round playoff series. The Lumberjacks opened the series with a strong first-period performance in Game 1 in Uxbridge on Friday, March 10th. 3.5 minutes into the first period, Braden Roberts deked around the Uxbridge defenseman and scored a goal on his backhand. Then, nearly 13 minutes into the period, and with the Lumberjacks on the penalty kill, Mark Stoop raced in on a breakaway and scored. With under 4 minutes remaining in the period, Jeremy Poulin extended the lead to 3-0 with a goal. Things went downhill quickly for the Lumberjacks in the second period. The Bruins struck 3 goals to tie the game in the first half of the period. Then, with just 4 minutes remaining in the period, the Bruins put the puck in the net again, putting Port Perry behind for the first time in the game, 4-3. The Bruins would add a power play goal later in the period and lead 5-3 after 40 minutes of play. The Bruins were the only team to score in the third period, giving them a 6-3 win and the series lead. The series moved to Scugog Arena for Game 2 on Sunday, March 12th. For the second time in a row, the Lumberjacks would score the game's first goal. 9.5 minutes into the first period, Stoop drove the puck to the net and scored, giving Port Perry a 1-0 lead. But a little over 2 minutes later, the Bruins would put the puck past goaltender Gavin Bratt, knotting the game up at 1-1. The game would remain at that score until late in the second period. Over 12.5 minutes in, the Bruins struck again. Then, with just 19 seconds remaining on the clock, Uxbridge added another goal, giving them a 3-1 lead. There were no goals scored in the third period, and Uxbridge defeated Port Perry 3-1. The series resumed back in Uxbridge on Monday, March 13th. The Bruins would score the only goals in that game. They had a 1-0 lead after the first 20 minutes of play, and a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play, and then added 2 more goals in the third period to defeat Port Perry 4-0. With it being the best-of-7 series, the Uxbridge Bruins need just a single win to end the Lumberjacks' season. One-timers. The series will continue at Scugog Arena for Game 4 on Wednesday, March 15th. The game will begin at 7 p.m. Should there be a need for a Game 5 in the series, that game will be held on Friday, March 17th, in Uxbridge. MSIFN state their shock after Regional Greenbelt motion fails. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. The Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, MSIFN, have expressed their shock at a region of Durham's decision not to study the potential implications of a provincial decision to remove some Greenbelt lands from the Greenbelt Plan. At a Region of Durham Council meeting on Wednesday, March 1st, members saw a motion which called for regional staff to address the implications of a release and development of Greenbelt lands in a report, and to have consideration of the new regional official plan by Council not take place until the above-mentioned report has been completed. The motion noted a decision by the provincial government in November to make amendments to the Greenbelt Plan to remove 7,400 acres from the Greenbelt, including 4,500 acres in Durham Region, to be used to build housing. The meeting saw a number of residents provide their input into the matter. The motion did not receive enough support to pass. Pickering Mayor Kevin Ash stated, "The motion opens the region up to criticism and political intervention. I'm against this. I think we should continue planning. We've spent millions of dollars of time, resources, and emotion, and I think it would be foolhardy to put a pause on that process." Whitby Councillor Chris Leahy stated, he feels if people are upset by the provincial decision, they should raise their concerns at the provincial level. That's where they have an opportunity to impact decision-making. Using us as a proxy to try to change provincial policy is not going to be successful. The motion was defeated by a vote of 17-12. The Greenbelt Foundation explained online, the Greenbelt is acres of protected land which provide clean air, fresh water, climate resilience, and a reliable local food source to help Ontario thrive. In a press release sent out online on Tuesday, March 7th, the MSIFN wrote they were profoundly troubled by the region's decision. As we have repeatedly said, there is no turning back from destroying the environment. The wetlands and biodiverse areas which are part of the Greenbelt have developed over millennia and serve critical purposes in balancing our ecosystem and ensuring humanity can thrive. These areas cannot simply be replaced with other undeveloped parcels of land somewhere else in the province, the press release from Chief Kelly LaRocca and the MSIFN Council stated. The MSIFN also explained they feel this decision is a violation of public trust, which will significantly damage democracy, the environment, and opportunities for future generations to thrive in this province.
Huck Finn Festival returning in April 2023. Courtney McClure, The Standard. Uxbridge. Get your rod, bait, and tackle ready for the Uxbridge Huck Finn Youth Fishing Days at Elgin Pond in Uxbridge. The annual fishing festival will start on Saturday, April 22nd and last for 8 days, ending on Saturday, April 29th. Based on last year, there was participant activity all day, every day, said Pat Higgins, the owner of the Canadian Tire in Uxbridge and one of the Huck Finn Fishing Festival organizers. There are many daily prizes for participants 15 years old or younger. You only have to post your pictures on social media. Your pictures must include your family members or your catch around the pond. Photos can include older participants, but must include someone 15 years or younger in order to be considered for a prize. Participants are asked to use the hashtag #HuckFinnUxbridge when posting their photos online in order to be eligible to win a prize. If you would like to submit your contest photos, but would like to do that privately, not on social media, please email Angela at 1055hitsfm.com. During the festival, tune into Hits 105.5 FM radio, where daily prizes will be announced. No registration is required for this event or to win daily prizes. Participants who are under the age of 18 or over the age of 65 do not need an outdoors card or fishing license to participate in the Huck Finn Fishing Festival. All other participants will need a valid fishing license or outdoors card. A legal guardian or parent must supervise participating children at all times during the event. Participants must follow catch and possession limits, and only fish which are in season be kept. The road will be open during the Huck Finn Fishing Festival, but please proceed with caution when crossing the street. Cars parked illegally will be ticketed by local law enforcement. No smoking or vaping of any substance is allowed while in a township park or on township property. The Huck Finn Fishing Festival is a great way to take your family out and have some fun, said Mr. Higgins. There's great prizes to be won every day. On the first day of the event, the Pickering Rod and Gun Club will loan fishing rods and offer free bait to participants. On the other days, free bait will also be available at the Uxbridge Canadian Tire. He encouraged all participants to take advantage of the free bait. It will be a great, fun family event, shared Mr. Higgins. If you would like to volunteer for the Huck Finn Fishing Festival, don't hesitate to get in touch with Uxbridge Township's Parks, Trails, and Facilities Manager, Courtney Clark. To learn more about the Huck Finn Fishing Festival and the rules, please visit https://www.uxbridge.ca/explore-and/huck-fin.aspx or contact Courtney Clark by phone at 905-852-3081 or by email at cclarke@uxbridge.ca.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan Van Bilsen.
Interest rates may continue to rise, and in an effort to curb inflation, it seems to be helping. Costs have risen dramatically, and I can't help but feel sad for the individuals who want to enter the housing market for the first time. Over the years, governments have taken away options, but help us with our financial burdens. They've brought in RRSPs, TFSAs, RESPs, and finally, a home buying incentive has hit the market. The Home Buyers Plan, otherwise known as HBP, is a program that allows you to withdraw funds from your RRSP to buy or build a qualifying home for yourself or for a related person with a disability. The HBP allows you to pay back the withdrawn funds within a 15-year period. You can withdraw funds from more than one RRSP as long as you are the owner of each account. Your RRSP issuer will not withhold tax on withdrawn amounts of $35,000 or less. Want more incentives? Ontario also offers a down payment assistance program targeted to help first-time homebuyers get into the property market. Under the program, eligible homebuyers may receive up to 10% of the cost of a new home or condominium as a loan, which can be used toward making the down payment. First-time homebuyers will also benefit from a significant reduction in the land transfer tax, which will save eligible buyers up to $4,000 on their first home purchase. These savings will help to offset the cost of buying a home in today's competitive market. The measures are, of course, part of the government's broader effort to support economic growth across the province. Big Brother hopes these measures will stimulate the construction industry and create new jobs, also adding to other home-related services such as landscaping and interior design, which could boost the small business sector. No doubt there will be some controversy to these plans, but for first-time buyers, every dollar counts. I think back to when RRSPs were first instituted, and how many of us are so grateful for the small amounts which over time certainly grew. I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
Kawartha Lakes Council to discuss possible water tracking options. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. The City of Kawartha Lakes is going to consider ideas to help residents track their water use. At a Committee of the Whole meeting on Tuesday, March 7th, councillors saw a memorandum from Ward 5 Councillor Eric Smeaton, which called for staff to review options which consider a means to alert citizens when their water usage is not trending in their typical pattern. The memo called for options to be brought to Council in the second quarter of this year. Councillor Smeaton explained this memo was inspired by a number of residents who have been coming to Council for financial relief on their water bills. Just different people who have odd bills which seem really significantly out of whack, he said. What if we had something similar to what a bank fraud department has? All of a sudden, there is a bizarre anomaly and you get a phone call. Ward 2 Councillor Pat Warren supported the memo, stating it would save water and nip the issue in the bud for residents. As the decision was made at a Committee of the Whole meeting, the decision still has to be ratified at a Council meeting later this month.
What is atrial fibrillation and how to manage it? By Tina Y. Gerber-McCurley. My husband has been having heart palpitations for years. He never knew why, and the onset of an episode was not always clear. He attributed it to playing football when he was younger. We now know he was experiencing episodes of atrial fibrillation. He was experiencing chest pains, dizziness, fatigue, shortness of breath, and weakness. He would experience sudden pounding, fluttering, and a racing sensation in his chest, but he would just continually brush it off. Often, this sensation would pass. Atrial fibrillation is commonly called AFib. It is an irregular and often very rapid heart rhythm, which can lead to blood clots. AFib increases the risk of stroke, heart failure, and other heart-related complications. It can be diagnosed by an electrocardiogram, ECG, which records your heart's electrical activity. Just ask your doctor if you are concerned. They can order tests to diagnose your condition. An electrocardiogram uses small sensors called electrodes, which are attached to your chest and arms to sense and record electrical signals as they travel through your heart. During an episode of atrial fibrillation, the heart's upper chambers, called the atria, beat chaotically and irregularly, out of sync with the heart's lower chamber, called the ventricles. This means blood is not effectively pumping as it should. Many things can increase the risk of atrial fibrillation, such as age, heart disease, high blood pressure, and chronic conditions such as diabetes, obesity, drinking alcohol, kidney disease, lung disease, and sleep apnea. My husband, Martin, was just diagnosed with sleep apnea. It is important to talk with your doctor. Martin continues to have episodes of atrial fibrillation. They come and go. Having this in our lives, we call the pastor and ask people at church to pray for him and us. This encourages us greatly. On a ride in the ambulance, a paramedic explained to Martin how important it is to learn the vagal maneuver to treat a fast heart rate, and it really helps him. We rarely need to call an ambulance, and he now knows what to do to bring his heartbeat back to a normal rhythm. It is still a scary time for both of us. Healthy lifestyle choices and the proper medication can reduce the risk of heart disease and may prevent atrial fibrillation. Martin is certainly aware if he misses his medication. There are some basic things you can do as part of your daily routine to feel better. Doctors suggest reducing your stress levels, avoiding or limiting alcohol and caffeine intake, eating a nutritious diet, avoiding smoking, and getting regular exercise to maintain a healthy weight. If you have any signs or questions about atrial fibrillation, make an appointment with your family doctor. This condition is different for each person, and treatment is individualized. This may include medications and administering an electrical shock to your heart, called catheter ablation, which scars the heart tissues, creating erratic signals. It's important to work together as a family to understand the signs and symptoms of AFib and to learn and manage the side effects of this disease.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.